reflection of when we were present and when we were absent in the present moment throughout the day. So the first thing that we're going to do is turn our attention from the outer world to the inner world. So I would suggest starting to downcast your eyes, kind of bring them out of focus or close them, whichever seems to help most. Check in with your breath and how it arrives to you without changing anything. Just take a little weather check of your system and note where you can soften. And with your breath, settle yourself down through the shallows of your mind, past the midlands and down into the depths where there is a place to be still and receive. And once you've settled yourself, take a few moments and think back either on the day that just passed, or on, if it's the morning, you can reflect on yesterday. And in your mind's eye, imagine what you did in the morning. And then recall what you did in the late morning. Bring to mind what you were doing around midday yesterday or today. Bring your mind's eye to what you were up to in the early afternoon. Think about what you might have been occupied with in the late afternoon. Think about what you were up to in the early evening. And should you be a night owl in the late evening? Now that you've looked past your day, ask the Lord to show you a moment when you were not fully present, when you were distracted or lost in your thoughts, or perhaps you were working or playing with something else while the moment called for your full attention elsewhere. Ask the Lord to show you the ill effects of your absence and to show you how much better things could have been if you had been fully present, as if you and the Lord were sitting side by side watching that moment on a screen. Speak with the Lord about those moments. Ask Him for advice. Ask Him for healing. Invite in His forgiveness. Now, once again, as you look back through the day, recognize the grace-filled moments where you were fully present, where there might have been a moment when someone really needed a listening ear or a helping hand, a time when you did have the grace to step in. Perhaps it was difficult or complicated task, and you happened to have the grace to focus really well on the situation. Or maybe it simply was a moment when you felt cognizant of the goodness that dwells in the room, inside you, inside the others around you, or in the very air that you breathed. You were aware. Pause and give the Lord thanks for those grace-filled moments. think ahead to tomorrow. What you might be doing in the morning tomorrow. What you might be doing in the midday tomorrow. What you might be doing in the evening tomorrow. What moment tomorrow could really use your full attention? And what moment would you be tempted to get lost in thought or lost in a diversion? Speak with the Lord about the concrete moments that might challenge your full presence tomorrow. As we conclude, take a breath that fills your belly, flares your rib cage, floods open your collarbones with breath, and pour out your exhale as though oil being poured from a pitcher. Take one more of those 3-part breaths. And with the slowest, most compassionate intent, as if you could quite not open your eyes any slower, take your time and meet me back here on the screen. So that was the Examen, and there's a whole bunch in this book. Reimagining the Examen, and I find them very helpful. I each morning sort of rough out my day. Honestly, I can do it hour by hour what I think I'm going to be up to, and it allows me the next morning to kind of sit with the reflection of what went on, and I usually do this present or absent one above all the others. So, take that offering into your experience and see how it germinates and how it settles you, how it just gives you a point of reflection and a way to go forward better. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.